we're going to give our review, analysis, and predictions for Moana. If you have not seen the trailer yet, I recommend you do so. We will have the link in the description down below. We open on a wide view of the ocean with an island way in the background and a bird flying, and then we cut to a closer view of the island and what looks like a different bird. We know from the teaser trailers that Maui can transform into a bird, so the second bird is possibly him watching over the island. Next we see a group of people landing on the beach of the island. I'm thinking that these are the first people to have landed on the island and most likely the ancestors of Moana. Now I say that because of the patterns on the side of the boat, so just take note of that and we will come back to it later. Then we get our first look at Moana and you can immediately see that she is different from other girls her age. She's like, straight hair? As if. We also get a look at Pua, her pet pig, who, I'll be honest, I don't really like. I don't know why, it just seems like he should be coming from an off-brand animation movie about farm animals. We don't really see him for the rest of the trailer, so how important can he really be? Go back to the farm! Then we cut to baby Moana with her parents, and notice that her dad has tattoos very similar to Maui. Next we get a shot of some menacing lightning, followed by a tree just straight up disintegrating, and then we get a good look at a lava monster. Hard to say if it was the lightning or the monster that caused the tree to basically dissolve, but there is also lightning coming out of the monster, so maybe they are one and the same. Then we see Moana discovering a fleet of boats in a cave. I think the significance here is that they appear to be those same boats that the original islanders arrived on. Because when she's discovering these boats, we get a cutaway to a big group of people sailing in on them, and then another cutaway to her hand going across that matching pattern. From there we see a really cool painting of Maui, and what's worth noting here is that above his head is 5 other creatures, one of which is a bird. Now, we know he can transform into a large bird. It's actually the very next shot. So my guess is that he can also transform into these other 4 creatures as well. Although I do think it's possible that he is not even aware of these other abilities, as we only see the bird in the trailers. The other thing we notice is the swirl design on his hand, which is very similar to the design on Moana's boat. You can also see at least 2 people standing in front of the painting, one of which I believe to be Moana with her hair up, and the other a grandmother type character, mostly because throughout the trailer up to this point, it has been narrated by an elderly woman type voice telling the legend of Maui. Then we see Maui transform from a bird back to human, which really cool thing about the bird is that you can actually see Maui's fishhook pattern in one of the wings. Also, probably not super relevant, but worth noting that in all of the other trailers so far, we have seen this scene in reverse, going from man to bird. Back to the boats where we see Moana steal one in the middle of the night and sail away from the island. And here is one of the cooler things that we noticed throughout this trailer, but it looks like she is following some kind of blue illuminated path through the ocean. We know the ocean is her friend, so maybe it's literally showing her where to go. But on the other hand, the very next scene is her in the middle of the ocean getting attacked by a giant wave and waking up shipwrecked on an island. Doesn't seem very friendly. The first thing that we noticed about the island is the tally marks on the rock in the background, a classic sign of somebody counting the number of days they've been stranded somewhere. And since Maui is the one on the island, it makes me think that for some reason he is stuck here or imprisoned or has no boat, and then a boat! Seems like if you could fly, you wouldn't need a boat, but what do I know about being a demigod? Personally, I think I would make a great demigod. I've already got the genes and everything. Hashtag Ben's cute jeans. I know that didn't make sense, but it felt like it would have been a real missed opportunity to let it go. Maui also seems a little bit afraid of Moana when he sees her, which could be further reinforcing how long he's been alone on the island. Next, we get a little exchange where Maui explains that he is the hero of men, which tells us just how arrogant he is, and more importantly, how hilarious the dialogue in this movie is going to be.
I interrupted from the top. Hero of men. Go.
Then Maui tries to throw Moana off of her own canoe, but the ocean promptly throws her back on board, which takes him off guard and suggests he's never seen anything like that before.
Did not see that coming.
I think it's worth noting here just how Moana actually interacts with the ocean. It doesn't seem like she really has control over it, more like she's befriended it and it helps her out.
ocean is a friend of mine.
Now, this is uniquely different from powers we've seen in other Disney movies. Elsa was born with ice powers, Rapunzel was born with healing powers. Or at least she was passed them by a flower, used to heal her mother while she was pregnant. That one was weird. The thing that I am most curious about is how this relationship between Moana and the water develops throughout the movie. My best bet is that the climax of the movie is going to involve her somehow actually harnessing the powers of the ocean. Like, maybe she has been controlling it the whole time, but it's kind of like a young wizard that doesn't understand that they're doing magic when they're scared or excited. But back to the trailer. Next we see Maui sailing alone into a black cloud, but it is edited to make it look like it's Maui and Moana sailing into it. I'm betting that solo scene with Maui is actually part of his backstory to figure out how he got stranded on the island to begin with. Then we meet some coconut pirates, or the Kakamora, who throw a spear at Heihei, the resident cloud cuckoo lander of the film. Yep, that was a real sentence I just said now. Check out what Moana is holding while they're addressing the pirates though. A small green stone. It may seem insignificant, but I also couldn't help but notice a distinct green sparkle on Maui's tail whenever he's transformed into the bird, so maybe that stone has something to do with his powers. After the pirates, we get a whole bunch of mismatched action scenes that look like one sequence, but rest assured these are all from different scenes. First we see Moana with hair up and determined during the day with ash in the air. Next, a fireball at night. Then calm Moana with hair down watched a fireball hit the water, but with no real sense of concern, like it was a falling star or something. Then she is thrown from the boat during the day near land, but after she's under the water, we can see the fire above her again. Also note the excellent animation of the oxygen glove around her. Then Maui calls out to her while ash is in the air. This probably goes with that first scene we saw. And finally, Maui lighting up his fish hook. Interestingly, the magic in the hook looks like the same shade of blue that we saw lighting up the ocean for Moana earlier. Following that is a back and forth between happy scenes and fighting the lava monster, which kind of has that "what are we fighting for" feel to it. And then Maui gets hit in the butt with a dart.
Really? Blow dart in my butt cheek.
I've got to say, I really didn't know how I felt about The Rock playing Maui, but he is killing it in these trailers. Also kind of odd that a dart could hurt a demigod. And then maybe the best scene of the whole trailer, Maui jumping into the realm of monsters with the worst reassurance ever.
Don't worry, it's a lot farther down than it looks.
If it helps, everyone was laughing at you, not with you. Also very interested to see what the realm of monsters is all about. I kind of thought all of the movie was going to take place in our world. Maybe this is how you get to the world of Monsters, Inc. Maybe Moana has a monster. I know it's not Pixar, I just want all of you to flood Jay with requests for who is Moana's monster. You can follow him on Twitter at John Curlin. And the last thing worth pointing out is this text, music by Lin-Manuel Miranda, who, if you didn't know, is the genius behind Hamilton. You know what they should do is make a movie starring Pua'a as Hamilton. Right? But that wraps up our review of the new Moana trailer. For my question of the day, do you believe the ocean will become its own character, or do you think Moana will come to control it waterbender style? Leave your thoughts in the towel section down below. Guys, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to like it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you'd like to see more trailer reviews from us, you can check out the Rogue One right here. And if you were wondering what on earth a cloud cuckoo lander is,